What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we have a GOAT format deck profile, something that we haven't done in quite a minute. And what better way to get back into the fold than to have a Chaos deck profile. So starting off, we're going to have one copy of Abyss Soldier. Now we do have Sinister Serpent in the deck, and we do have Tribe Infecting Virus as well too. So we do have some water monsters for Abyss Soldier to utilize its effect. Especially Sinister Serpent being a recurring card, but being able to bounce a card is pretty powerful in GOAT format. So we got one copy of Abyss Soldier, followed by one copy of the big baddie himself, Blackluster Soldier. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's BLS, and it's a Chaos deck. So we got one copy of the GOAT format baddie, Blackluster Soldier. Next up, we have one copy of Breaker, the Magical Warrior. Being able to pop a card on the back row is pretty powerful in GOAT format, especially with things like Mirror Force, Sakuretsu Armor, those kind of traps lingering around. So we got one copy of Breaker, followed by one copy of Cyberjar. Pretty self-explanatory. Nice field clearer, and I guess field fulfiller, we could call it. But very good for us running a Chaos deck, able to get monsters into the graveyard. The only downside, our opponent might get monsters that they need in the graveyard as well too. But we do have one copy of Cyberjar, followed by one copy of DD Warrior Lady. Pretty self-explanatory, like most cards in this deck. So we got one copy of DD Warrior Lady, followed by one copy of Dark Magician of Chaos. Now this is one that you don't see too often in Chaos decks, more so in like Reasoning Gate decks. But I feel like we are able to get bodies on the board pretty easily. So we might as well run a Dark Magician of Chaos for our, I don't know, I guess big tribute monster. Also being able to recur those powerful spell cards that are in GOAT format is very good. Next up, we got two copies of Gravekeeper's Spy. Just a nice little flip recruiter, I guess you could say. Be able to get an extra body on the field. Next up, we got one copy of Injection Fairy Lily. Now this is one you don't see too often, but she does pack quite a powerful punch. Being able to pay 2,000 life points to increase it to 3,400 attack. So not bad at all. So one copy of Injection Fairy Lily, followed by one copy of Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. I mean, Earth is pretty prominent in GOAT format, and of course so is Chaos as well. So being able to stop our opponent from banishing to summon out their Gigantes, or summon out their Chaos Sorcerer, BLS, I mean, the Soul of Purity and Light, I think that's the light monster for banishing for a special summon. Being able to stop any of those definitely goes a long way. Not only that, being able to banish monsters from our opponent's graveyard with Kaiku is also a nice little benefit. Then we got two copies of Magician of Faith. Just a powerful card, being able to recycle those powerful spells that are in GOAT format. Next up, we got Morphine Jar. Just another way to get the monsters into our grave and to get powerful monsters into our hands. So, nice easy way to kind of turbo out a Blackluster Soldier, I guess you could say. Next up, one copy of Sangan. Pretty self-explanatory, being able to search out those weaker monsters. You could even search out the Injection Fairy Lily. Then we have our Sinister Serpent and Tribe Infecting Virus as well, our two water monsters that I mentioned earlier. Pretty much just staples in GOAT format, followed by Tsukiyomi, being able to get that control aspect, because we do play Metamorphosis, so we are able to get out Thousand Eyes Restrict, so we are able to utilize that GOAT control. Then, last monster, we have Zaborg the Thunder Monarch. Since we do have some spies in here, we're able to get some bodies on the field, so getting Zaborg to pop a monster, not bad at all. Going into the spells, we got two copies of Creature Swap. Definitely an interesting one, but I like it. It's definitely helped in pinches for me. So two copies of Creature Swap, followed by 1 Delinquent Duo, 1 Graceful Charity, 1 Pot of Greed, 1 Heavy Storm. All the powerful cards in GOAT format. Next up, like I said, we do have Thousand Eyes Restrict because we got 2 copies of Metamorphosis in our deck. So being able to combo that with Tsukiyomi makes Thousand Eyes Restrict pretty dang powerful. Next up, we got 1 copy of Mystical Space Typhoon. We got 2 copies of Nobleman of Crossout, 1 copy of Premature Burial, 3 copies of Scapegoat, 1 copy of Snatch Steal to round out the spells, which I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Will ever see another format where spell cards are so powerful like in GOAT format. Moving on to the traps, we got 1 copy of Jar of Greed. I'd say Jar of Greed in GOAT format and Spirit of Yatagarasu and Edison have been getting a lot bigger as of late since they are just chainable back row and it's able to make your opponent waste resources. I mean, Heavy Storm, Mystical Space Typhoon, Breaker, them using those effects and all you're doing is chaining your Jar of Greed because they might think it's a Mirror Force. Pretty good, pretty good. Able to get a card off of it, so not bad. Next up, 1 copy of Mirror Force, followed by 1 copy of Ring of Destruction. We got our 1 Torrential Tribute. Then we got our 2 Trap Dust Shoots because Hand Knowledge is the best knowledge that you can possibly have. And that rounds out the 40 card main deck. Now, of course, the Fusion deck is just going to be your hodgepodge of your staple cards in GOAT format. I mean, you got your Thousand Eyes Restrict, I mean, you got your Flame Ghost, Dark Fire Dragon, Fiend Skulls, your Dark Balters, your Reaper on the Nightmare, your Dark Blades, Ryu Senshi, Last Warrior, Twin-Headed, Gatling, and Master of Oz, so nothing too crazy there. It's going to be your standard lineup. But going into the side deck, we have 1 copy of Zumbairo the Dark. Very good for getting over the opponent's Gravekeeper Spies, or if they got Blade Knights and you're facing off against Warriors. Then we got Mobius, being able to just clear out the back row on the field. Mystic Swordsman level 2, another one to help kind of clear out those big defenders like Gravekeeper Spy. Then we have Exile Force as well too, rounding out the monsters on the side deck. For the spells, we got Book of Moon. We got 2 Mind Control. We got a Reinforcement of the Army, because we do have a pretty decent warrior lineup. We got 1 Swords just for the stall. Then we got 2 Mystic Walk, just in case, just in case. Moving on to the traps, we got our 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. We got 3 Sakuretsu Armor. So, pretty solid battle trap, if I do say so myself. So there you have it, guys. That is the Chaos deck that I'm kind of running right now. Chaos Control, I guess it would be the name for it more than anything. But comment down below, what do you guys think? What would you do differently? What kind of Chaos deck do you like the most? And of course, be sure to like the video, be subscribed with that notification bell rang so you guys get all future notifications for deck profiles, openings, and whatnot. And of course, be sure to check out that link down below as well too. Check out the Etsy store, check out the TCG player, and you can always buy that GOAT Club t-shirt from Etsy as well too. We will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye, bye, and good night.
I, Seto Kaiba, president of Kaiba Corp, implore you to check these recommended videos. While you're at it, hit subscribe and burst stream that notification bell for all future videos.